Was church like the furthest thing on your mind?
Yeah.
Or even religion for that matter?
Actually, at that point, I wasn't really that religious. I didn't even believe in God. And I thought to myself that even if there was a God, that I would hate him because of all the things that happened in my life. And
For giving you such a bad life, right?
yeah.
People sometimes say, God gave me an unfair hand, gave me a disadvantage, made me like this and made me miserable.
There's one prayer service during prayer service time, because of course after I was attempted suicide, my emotions still like very low. A lot of hatred. The reason I can remember is one of the things that the bird is what I connect to them. So that's why I want to just take out. I just very quiet, attend the church service, attend the prayer service. So there is one particular prayer service, I just bow down my knees. And then I just keep very quiet, and then it just have started, I think, just a flow that I started crying. Since start from that day, I feel like my heart from hardened become softened.
Wow. And some of us maybe need to, just need to let it all go. But sometimes you need a little help from someone around you or someone from above. So that happened to you. So what was going on inside?
I wanted to go back to Malaysia to restore the relationship that I have with my
Wow,
parents.
that's a big one. Tell us, because it must be a crazy relationship that you had with your family. Why? Why all this pain and hatred? Why?
My dad has 2 wives, and when I was born, I already have 2 elder step-sisters. I don't like is about I don't have the choice to choose to be born in this family. Because when I was 5 years old, I think, I asked my elder brother about it, and don't you really mind that actually Papa have another wife? And then my brother told me that, he answered me, if our own mother didn't say anything, we cannot say anything.
Wow.
So from that time, I tell myself that actually if my mom didn't say anything about it, I will just keep quiet to do whatever thing that my father will happy. I just stayed in Thailand when I was 5 years old and half, and then my dad sent me to Malaysia to study. And
your dad sent you to Malaysia at 5 and a half?
Yeah, almost 5 and a half.
Wow,
almost
that's young. On your own?
6 years. Yeah.
What were your feelings being sent away so early?
I think I'm just a very quiet person, because I know that crying in front of my dad is no work anymore. So everything that he said, I will just do it. And I
so you actually came to a place whereby you could think in that small mind of yours at a young age, crying doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I will not cry anymore.
Yes.
You went to Malaysia and you lived with your mother's friend.
I lived with her for a while, and then until one day that my dad said that, now your aunt is okay already.
What do you mean by your dad says she's okay already? Was she not okay before?
Yeah, she's not okay before, because she said that she also has 2 children, and
so
she don't have extra time for me.
So initially he wanted to send you to Malaysia to stay with his sister, your aunt, but she probably said no.
Yeah.
I already have my own kids. Was your experience good living under her care?
Not easy, because it's not your own parents. And my dad also told me, because whenever that I sat, and then my dad, when he came back to Malaysia, he told me one thing, is like, they are not your parents, you cannot expect more from them.
You and your mom, what's the story?
From my memories, I didn't see my mom smile.
You didn't see your mom smile?
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether she's not happy. And there's one day also, I think it's a Mother's Day something, I wrote some cards to her, and then she just stick on the wall and all that. So I think I got asked her like, Mom, why you want to give birth to me? And then my mom just very, very just quick answer saying that, actually I don't want to give birth to you. I just want your elder brother only. Because of your dad saying that it's okay lah, just take you. Then I would just, I just give birth to you. If not,
How old were you then when you heard that?
When I was 6 years old.
6 years old, to hear your mother say actually she didn't want the pregnancy. She just wanted your brother, but it's your father that that encouraged her to keep you.
Yes.
And to hear your mom say that must have been a huge rejection.
Very much. And I think from that day, our relationship just affect a lot. I started to not really like close to her.
So these are painful experiences, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be many, just 1, 2, 3 like that. It can scar you for life. People sometimes say, God gave me an unfair hand, gave me a disadvantage, made me like this and made me miserable. But you still went to church, why?
Wanted to make friends.
Okay.
And slowly, after that, Keen made me doubt my doubts about God, and eventually I got more curious about God and religion and all that. Due to certain events, I stopped coming for it. But after a year, I started reaching out to Keen again, and I started to talk to him again about things regarding religion and about what I really wanted. And so I decided that maybe I should just come for church and experience more and experience it for myself to see what's really going on.
I was attempted to suicide. I think I tried for a few times, so I think like, maybe next day lah. Now it's just a first trial first. Okay. Then I just went to sleep. So after I went to sleep, I think the next day or next few days, actually one pastor contact me.
Pastor, you said, or pastor's
pastor
wife? Oh, pastor's wife?
Yeah, pastor's wife.
Where is she from?
She's from Malaysia also.
Malaysia.
We are not from the same. We are from same church, but different church plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so she knows you, obviously.
Yeah, she knows.
How did she get your number? How did she?
Because she very concerned that after I went to Canada, I would not go to church.
Okay.
I cannot find any church. And then she's the one that helping me to find any church from there. Yeah.
Okay. She contacted you.
Yep.
Just like a day or two after you tried to commit suicide.
Yes.
And what did she say?
She tell me because we are on video call. Actually, so I saw her eyes actually like full, like very, how to say, after the people crying a lot.
Like she's cried a lot.
Yeah, she cried
like
a lot.
puffy eyes.
Yeah, puffy eye. And then so I asked like, what happened to your eyes? Then she said like that night, the night that I was attempted suicide, she saw a picture of me with a lot of blood. And then she started.
Oh, it's like a vision.
Yeah.
Like a vision of you with a lot of blood. She saw you. Oh, wow.
Then she feel like her heart not in peace. Yeah, then she prayed. She asked God, what happened to me? Then God answered that, just pray for her. So the moment when I heard about that, I'm like, wow, actually the God that I believed when I was small is not a fake thing. It's a true thing for me. It's
you
so
mean you
true.
already knew this God when you were small?
Oh yeah, I already know this God. Wow. It changed a lot because I started to feel like, wow, actually there's someone that's so real that I believed for so many years actually becomes so real to me and actually very care for me. Yeah, because
and the timing was also amazing, right?
Timing very amazing. It's like on that night.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I'm thinking? Because you just said to me earlier that you tried to commit suicide. You then felt like, this is first trial. I'll try again. And this is one thing I know about suicide victims, and you know that my sister is a suicide victim, and someone who knew her said that she had tried for 2 years before she finally, I hate to use this word, but succeeded to take her life. And so the intervention for you was really, really important, because you might not have succeeded the first night, but if you tried and tried and tried and tried again, who knows?
Yeah,
it would have happened. So it was just that right time, right? That just woke you up. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about that change that happened.
After that, she talked to me. Then she keep on like consult me and anything. But I think the most helped me most is I still went to church. Yeah, I still attend the prayer service.
This encounter was so amazing that you just couldn't stay on and continue with your plans. You just felt you had to go back and make things right. And after 7 months in Canada, you came back to Malaysia, and what happened?
After I came back, it's still the same. My mom, there's one time happened something, my mom calling me, and then she shouted at me at all in the phone call. And then in phone call, I only say few words only, but in a very calm heart. But if compared to last time, I would just end the call immediately. Even saying goodbye, I would just end the call because I'm very angry about what she said. Yeah, so that's when I found myself very different. Whatever things that I don't like, I will cry first. I will not become angry or even like hate them, or even like I have some negative emotions that coming out. So that's when I found like, wow, actually, I become a new person.
Wow.
At first I was skeptical about things, on how everyone there was so into believing that there was a God, and how they were so committed to it. And I had a conversation with Keen, and we talked about how God works around us, and that not everything has to be obvious, that even little things can be considered a miracle.
Sometimes as a friend, when we reach out to people, they might go missing for a bit, but we shouldn't lose hope, right?
Yeah.
Because they may have their own reasons why they have paused or stopped. But just like your story, there is always an opportunity to come back, right?
Yeah.
So let's not give up on people so easily, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Started believing and tried to learn more about God. And eventually, it also helped me with changing myself from being an introvert to being sort of outgoing.
Someone said to me before, many years ago, sometimes we want the world to change first before we change. But then they said, why don't you try changing first? Because once you change, then immediately the whole world changes around you. And what I think that meant was, it's not that it's guaranteed that the people around you will change overnight, but as soon as you change, then the world also changes, because the way you see the world,
True.
the way you see your mom, the way you see your dad, so it's still frustrating, I'm sure. Why can't they change? But you weren't frustrated. You were patient. That's amazing. Have you tried ever again to take your life? Has the thoughts crossed your mind since that day when you encountered God?
I think the thoughts still come across. But
especially in those times when you are down?
It still come across, but there's one day I knew that, I think also because of the relationship that I have with God, because I know that if I do something like this again, He will be very sad. Then I also know that I just cannot do that. So when across to my mind, so after the day that I encountered God, actually there were few years that I don't dare to put knife inside my room, because I still study in university.
Anything that can, hurt you.
That can hurt me, I don't want to put inside my room.
I think that's wise. I'm guessing that if you are sitting in front of another Elisha who had your problems, you probably say, okay, God is the one that can change your life, but then also you must have some wisdom, right?
You don't,
because there will be days. I think you're just being real, Elisha, because we can say God, or we can say friend, or we can say whatever it is that has helped us. But I think we should also exercise some amount of wisdom, self-discipline, be careful, because we can still fall, we can still have those moments, because people around you haven't changed yet.
Yep.
So it can still be frustrating, sad, oh, why hasn't it all changed? I wish it can change faster, and one day it might change. But your life shouldn't be lived according to the one day it will, but it's got to be lived today.